Hello, and welcome to an overview of the solutions Avention offers to fuel the Marketo platform with deep B2B account insights and predictive indicators. The solution solves three key use cases for marketers. The first two are fulfilled via the OneSource product platform, and the last one by our Open Connector API product. First, you can prospect within OneSource and send enriched leads to Marketo using admin-defined field mappings. Second, you can upload a list into OneSource from an outside source, match it to our company database for enrichment, and send it to Marketo. And third, you can enrich web form and other leads within Marketo with Avention company data. First, let's walk through how to build targeted lists with OneSource's intuitive search interface. Our list building functionality showcases the most commonly used search fields while providing quick access to the more than 175 search fields available. Let's start with identifying a set of companies to target and then layer on the possible decision maker as a second step. Clicking on the Search and Build a List menu, then selecting companies, I'm presented with the company search form. Starting with location criteria, the most commonly used criteria display above the fold. To access all the location fields, I'll simply click on the Additional Fields link to expand it. I'd like to build a list of companies that are located in the states of New York and Connecticut. As I enter this criteria, the results count dynamically changes to display the count of companies in OneSource that match my selections. To continue targeting my list, I'm also interested in focusing on companies with more than 125 employees and that have more than 25 corporate family members in their corporate family tree. Next, I'd like to find those that are parent companies. I also know that my version of OneSource allows me to search for companies that are using specific technologies, and I want to focus my results on only those companies who are using Oracle. Last, I want to add a filter for companies that are opening new facilities, so I'll go to the Business Signals section, and under Growth, I'll select the Opening New Facilities option. At this point, I've entered all my desired search criteria, so I'll click the View Results button to view the matching companies in OneSource. Now that I've narrowed in on the companies I want to target, I need to determine who to market to at those companies. Depending on how you like to work, you could have started this process with Search and Build a List of contacts instead of companies. However, I wanted to focus on my company set first and getting that right, so now I'll use the Find Matching Contacts link to target my decision makers. As a result, I'm presented with a list of all the contacts that work for the companies in my targeted search. At this point, I'd like to further refine my list using contact criteria, so I just focus on vice presidents in IT. And I want to find those people who have email addresses. If I intend to populate Marketo with this list, including the email available yes filter will ensure none of the records are rejected later in the process. Now that I've applied the desired additional filters, I'll click View Results, and I'll see my final list of contacts. Once I've successfully built my list, I have a few options that will allow me to work with the results. I can save these companies to a new list, or I can add them to an existing list. I can create a smart list, which is a dynamic list of these companies based on the search criteria I used to build it. I'll save a smart list called New York, Connecticut companies using Oracle. Once I create this smart list, the OneSource application will continually search for any new items that match my search criteria. When new companies are found, the smart list will automatically update with the new items, and I can be notified about new opportunities through in-product notifications and an email alert. An exciting feature for Marketo users is the Send to Marketo option. When enabled, this feature checks the site's Marketo credentials, sends this list of contacts directly to Marketo as leads, or if configured as a static list. The previous example illustrates the power of leveraging the more than 50 million companies and 70 million contacts in the Avention database with our myriad of search criteria. However, as a marketer, my lists come from many places: webinars, trade shows, or even list buys. The OneSource connector for Marketo enables uploading an outside list, matching it to the Avention company database, and then sending the enriched records to Marketo. Let's take a quick look at the list upload process. From the menu bar, I select Upload a New List. OneSource walks me through the required columns of information. In this case, I need to make sure my CSV file has columns for company name, city, and country. Additional address fields will improve my match rates, and any other fields in the file can be mapped as custom fields. Custom contact fields like name, title, and email address will display in the company card and accompany the list when it is ultimately sent to Marketo. I select the list that I want to upload, validate the column headings that OneSource detected, and click Begin Import. Once the upload completes, I'm alerted to the number of companies that OneSource was able to match and alerted on those that were not. When I navigate to the new list, I see that the unmatched records display in my uploaded list so that these can be sent through to Marketo along with the matched records. I also see the contact details that carried through as custom data fields from my original CSV file. This list is now ready to send to Marketo, just like in the previous example. Alternatively, I can complete this entire match and enrich process within Marketo, just like in the third use case, which I'll cover next. Web Form Enrichment, which is the third element of the OneSource for Marketo solution, leverages the Avention global dataset to match on a minimal set of company fields, at least company name and country. Capturing additional address fields like city will increase the likelihood that the right company is matched to the lead. The match record can then be enriched with company data using Marketo's webhook functionality. This solution improves conversion rates by only asking for minimal information on your web forms and leverages Avention's robust data to provide the rest of the information required for lead routing. I can apply the same webhook match and enrich process against existing leads without ever leaving Marketo. Now that we've covered the key use cases, let me take a few minutes to show the MIP Admin functionality, where OneSource site administrators enable site-wide Marketo authentication and other mapping functions when utilizing our OneSource product to send leads to Marketo. Within the administration menu, clicking on MIP Admin navigates the site admin to the setup page. First, the admin needs to enter the required authentication information. Instructions on where to find this information are available in the configuration guide. Next, if the admin wants leads to go to a specific list within Marketo, the lead list mapping page retrieves all available Marketo static lists. Last, the admin should configure the desired field mappings. There are a few fields mapped to Marketo standard fields by default. Once these three pages are configured, all enabled users can send to Marketo based on these settings. I hope this overview gives you a sense of the power and time savings of combining Avention OneSource's robust data and search capabilities with your Marketo marketing platform.